Only 2 more list videos to go. This one included. My top 25 songs of the year, 2019. Now, remember, before I start this list, I must emphasize that this is my opinion. Devin Travell Dorsey. Alright? This is my list. This is what I enjoyed this year. What was on my replay. I looked at my Spotify replay. I looked at my Apple Music replay. I took all of these things in account, how this music affected me. Honestly, you could really say that from top to bottom, it could go in any order for the selective day. So I know a lot of you guys will say, oh, well, this is number 1. Last year, you guys got mad because I put Calvin Harris, One Kiss, number 1 is my best song. But every time that song came on, I was vibing. Every time that shit came on in the club, I was vibing. I haven't been to the club as much this year, and I kind of just been to myself this year. So I listened to a lot of soulful shit this year, I guess you can say. Anyways, we're gonna make this a power hour. We're gonna power through this. I'm just gonna give you the list. I'm not even gonna give no explanations until we get to the end of the video. That way, you guys can get through the list, because if not, I'll probably sit here talk to you guys for an hour and a half. And I'm really not trying to do that for you. I'm trying to get you guys the list so you guys can enjoy it. So with that being said, man, top 25 songs of 2019. Let's do it. 25, Offset, Playboy Voldemort, 100 Racks. Fire track. One of the very few tracks I love from the name that will not be said on this channel. 24, Niggas in Rehab, Paris, Brent Faiyaz. If you guys don't know, man, Brent Faiyaz is probably the best R&B singer out right now, low key. Has an album coming out in 2020. Very excited. A very, soulful song from him. And, I just love how the synths will just sounded like we were listening to some old Roy Ayers, In the Sunshine. That's why I really like that track. 23, Ariana Grande, Ghostin'. With the passing of Mac Miller, I felt like this track was already hitting me when I originally heard it, but then when I found out it was about Mac, it was even more heartfelt than it originally was. Just an amazing track. Just, the girl singing her heart out. I love it. That shit was amazing, man. She definitely did her thing on that track, and I cannot deny her that. 22, Hair Down, Sir. Sir was on my radar last year, man, when he released his album, and I must say, man, after listening to Chasing Summers this year, oh, man, you guys are just gonna be surprised when you guys see my list for my top albums. Sir definitely surprised me and shocked me with what he released this year. So soulful, but doing it in his own way. Kind of just, he was giving us the 2019 version of Heartbreak. I feel like Hair Down was one of his best tracks to date, and also having the feature of Kendrick Lamar on there. We didn't get a lot of Kendrick this year. No album from Kendrick in 2019, but one of Kendrick's best feature verses to date. 21, Lil Nas X, Old Town Road. Do I even have to explain? 20, Lost in Translation. Did you hear those transitions? 19, another Ariana Grande track, Needy. Needy was my favorite track on Ariana Grande's album. It was definitely, I think I'm needy, boo. Like I said, it was her best album to date. A lot of soul in there. Just a lot of, I just felt like she was actually bringing a little flavor to her music. Like I felt like the last 2 years of music was very mainstream pop. 18, Jaden, Summertime in Paris. Look, Jaden and Willow, I did not expect that combo to go great. I know they're brother and sister, but I did not expect them to, really vibe on a track like that. That song makes me feel like I want to go lay out in, the middle of Central Park in New York, stare at the sun and just let the rays hit me and enjoy it, watch the birds fly, hear the birds chirp. Just makes you feel so at peace when you hear the intro when Jaden comes in, Summertime. A great track from Jaden, the best track on Eris. That's how I feel, in my opinion. 17, Palm Olive, Freddie Gibbs, featuring Pusha T and Killer Mike. I must say, it was the best track on Bandana, at least. Bandana went over a lot of people's heads. A lot of people like to label it as the best rap album this year. Definitely an argument for top 3 rap albums this year. The album was really all over the place when I initially listened to it. After a couple more listens, it settled in with me really well. But I must say, man, off of the first time I heard Palm Olive, like that shit was hitting. And then you get Freddie just going there and slide on the beat, push a slide on his verse. Even Killer Mike doing his damn thing. They all had great verses on that track. One of the best rap tracks we got this year. I had to include it in my list, man. 16, New Edition. I gotta say it is Roddy Ricch, equally The Box, and Down Below. I did this last year, the same thing. The reason I put this at 16 is it would have been a little higher if I had some time to sit on it, but As you guys know, I just did the reaction. Probably hasn't posted it yet. Knowing my future self, I have not posted it yet. But when I listened to the first reaction to, Roddy Ricch and listening to Down Below, that track, I have to listen to that every day since I've done that review. That track right there is motivation for me. I like, 14 like, where am I down? Like, that shit hits so hard. I just don't understand that voice, man. Like, the hurt. You can hear the hurt in his struggle. Like, you know when someone struggles, man. Like, you can hear it. And I feel like Roddy Ricch is a prime example of that, man. The voice of struggle. 15, Gunna, Big Shot. Y'all can say what y'all want, man. All right, I really don't care what y'all got to say about this, man. A lot of you people don't really love this album, and that's cool. I'm not sitting here trying to be a cool person saying I like something that everybody dislikes. I'm also not trying to ride the wave of somebody liking, who Gunna, blah, blah. I initially hated Gunna. I have no problem telling you guys that. I hated Gunna. I disliked him so hard. After listening to Top Off, I listened to Top Off on a regular, and I listened to Top Off on the Colors. It was probably the hardest track I listened to. One of the hardest tracks, at least, in 2018 that I listened to. And I must say, man, my mind has changed from Gunna. When I listen to Big Shot, man, I feel like a fucking baller. I feel like you can't touch me. I'm in the coupe, you know what I'm saying? I got the roof, I got that bit pulled back. Riding like a man shot. And I'm in do and I'm rocking to the bank. So when I hear that track, man, I just feel like I'm on a million, man. I feel like I'm on 100. You can't really tell me nothing. That's really what that track is, man. To feel like, you on the come up. You feel like a Big Shot. 14, I believe it was called Love You off of Billie Eilish's album. That was, when I got to that track, I thought that was a great album. She was being really edgy on the project, but, again, she was only, 17 at the time. So when I found out her age, it kind of just made sense. She's still a kid. And, that kind of, while the edginess was still there, it was kind of more understandable what she was doing. And I feel like the same effect that Lord had me, when she released her debut album, Pure Heroin. First time I listened to, Tennis Courts, and, tracks like that, it kind of just really hit me. And I feel like when I heard Love You, it was so genuine and sincere coming from this kid, not really knowing and experiencing yet, but having her, perspective. Because we all were young at one point in time, right? We all remember being young. We all remember our first love. We all remember our first heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like you wanted to go to school, passing the Spanish class, waiting for the one girl to come see you just so you can say hi, give her a hug. And then, you go on motherfucking, third period, and then you write a note. She writes you a note. You write a note back. It was just little shit like that, kind of just made your day. It kind of made your day, wanted you to wake up to go to school. Not saying that was the only reason for school, but, it's just kind of just right there. So you hear Love You, and I feel like right there she kind of just poured her heart on that track, so that's why I respect that track. Track 13, The News, PND. I think I can speak for everyone when I say I'm glad that PND is back. We all miss PND, man. We all need PND in music. I'm glad that he took his little hiatus, got his break. The News is a great track. I thought Loyal was very mediocre after listening to it a couple more times, but The News, what's news to me? Yes. 12, Post Malone, Ozzy Osbourne, Travis Scott. I can't remember what the track is. I call it Take What You Want From Me. But that was probably one of the best rap tracks I listened to in a while. Probably one of the best tracks I listened to in just period in my life. The first time I hit it, and then, you're hearing the guitar riffs going on and Travis going over a guitar beat. That's crazy. No one really would think that Travis would be on a rock album. And it kind of gave me an idea of Travis actually doing a rock album, trying it out, see if it worked for him. I definitely love that track, man. Post Malone's best track, best features. I love that. Crazy. 11, Blown Minds, Tory Lanez. Whether you slow it down, speed it up, super speed it up, super slow it down, that track is so fire, man. Let's Get Blown. Sample being used by Tory Lanez and executed to a T. I love the way Tory Lanez was just sliding, gliding through that track from start to finish. That's what the Chicks tape, it had that Chicks tape feel, and I felt like that was the most, legit Chicks tape track that we got from Tory Lanez, aside from all the other great ones we got. I feel like that right there, he nailed it. That is what Chicks tape is supposed to represent. Blowing Minds, Tory Lanez, a great track. Number 10, Sorry Enough, Chris Brown. We all know about Chris Brown and Karrueche Tran. Just go ahead and listen to that track. If you can't love that track, sound like some Bold and Beautiful soap opera shit, mixed with the Clips beat, whoever did this thing on the production, you are a genius, man. You did your thing to make everyone feel like Chris Brown was just so heartbroken over Karuchi Tran and he wanted her back and he was so sorry. We know he ain't sorry because, you know what I'm saying, niggas be lying. We know. But at the time when he was doing Sorry Enough, sorry, I want to love you. Like, we felt that. I get you. I understand. I understand where you come from, Chris Brown. You want your girl back. I get it. The saxophone solo towards the end of the track, cherry on the top, man. Number 9, Peggy, Beta Male Strategies. This nigga weird. Go listen to the track. Fire. Number 8, John Redcorn. I posted on Twitter after listening to John Redcorn. It slipped my mind. I watched King of the Hill and I did not know that he was actually referring to that John Redcorn. He really wrote a song still relating it to his own experience, but it was revolved around this character from King of the Hill, John Redcorn. If you guys do not know, John Redcorn, you know what I'm saying, had a baby with the white lady, and she was married to the other dude, the white dude, and you could tell that it was his baby, but, you know, it's a show, so no one really knew. No one in the show really knew that they were, you know, except a couple people, and this man, John Redcorn, really had to kind of just, you know, be alone, live by himself, kind of just live through it. You know you want me, but I can't do anything about it. He was really sad, and I feel like Sir, listening to that on his album and also listening to it live on Colors, oh man, like that was an amazing track, and it's the concept, everything around it, everything revolving around it, man. Like, the Sir is going to be somebody, especially being you know, surrounded by TDE. He is going to be somebody, and he needs to be on your radar. He needs to be on your playlist if you don't have him on your playlist. 7, London, Young Thug featuring J. Cole, Travis Scott. 6-1, but I'm on my money. 9-2. Is that right? 6-1, 9-3, 9 something. Y'all know what I mean. That's it. That's all I really gotta say about that. Y'all know why that shit's fire. I don't even need to explain. Number 6, Brockhampton, Dearly Departed. As much as I dislike Brockhampton stands in 2019, one thing came out of that Ginger album, and I must say, man, Dearly Departed is one of the best tracks I've heard from them to this date. Just the way they were pouring their heart, obviously the Amir situation, and they all had to get stuff off their chest. But I just love how I felt like I was listening to some old school Isley Brothers, The Soul. Man, you just, Dearly Departed. Amazing track from Brockhampton. Their best track to date, I would say, arguably that and Face, you know, can go hand in hand. You can really argue which one is better, but for me, Dearly Departed takes the cherry on the top. 5, Gunna, Who You Fooling? The Kodo. That's all the Kodo. The Kodo should really explain it all. The way Weezy flipped that Kodo on that beat, that's all I gotta say about that, man. Go listen to the track for yourself. And again, another Gunna track from the album. It is what it is. You guys already know what's gonna happen. And don't be disappointed when it happens. But just know, after watching this video, you know. Track 4, Earthquake, Tyler featuring Playboy Voldemort. Just an amazing track from Tyler, man. Like, you know, getting into his bag. You know, going in a different direction with his music, trying something new again. And, you know, kind of continuing where he went with Flower Boy. I feel like it was more electronic on this. Again, mixing a little bit of old school with new school. And, you know, again, Playboy Voldemort's verse wasn't that bad. I get it. You know, especially when you slow it down, it sounds really cool. Anybody wrote? Forget fuck by nothing. Like, that was cool. And I have no problem admitting when something is good and when something is trash. And for once in a blue moon, that was actually fire. I can't lie. Number 3 is The Baby Shoe, along with Off the Rip. Because remember when I saw that video with the fan, he was like, I thought that was the most lit shit I ever seen from an interaction between a fan and an artist. I thought that was the coolest shit ever, bro. The way they were just rapping at each other with the same words. And you could tell DaBaby loves his fans so much, man. But we can't lie, that Suge was one of the best tracks this year. A lot of people, it's kind of what blew up, you know, DaBaby. And even though DaBaby has the same songs over and over again, for some reason, the way he just is aggressive with his flow, it's just very addictive. This is the way he raps. I mean, anything he jumps on usually is fire. So I had to put Suge at number 3. Number 2, Gunna, Young Thug, hottest track of the year, hands down. Had to be one of the hottest tracks I've listened to by far. Like, and then the SpongeBob meme connected to it, man, how it fits so perfectly, and everything litty, the flutes, I ain't gonna lie, Future set that shit off. Ever since Future did Mask Off with the flutes have been in every song every other month, all right? They love that flute now, or the recorder, whatever you want to call it, they love that shit. And my number 1 track, don't be mad, YG, Go Loco, Go Loco. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know, it's because I'm from Miami. I had best friends that were Mexicans. I used to eat all the tacos. I used to eat the Lucas. If you're Mexican, you know about all the Lucas. You know what I'm saying? Relindo. You know, I used to mess that Lucas shit up, bro. The candy, man. My homies, my homegirls, my homies used to come back from Mexico, bring it to me. Shout out to all my Mexicans, man. I love y'all, man. They're the reasons I used to put all the seasoning on my mangoes. You know what I'm saying? I used to put, you know, vinegar and pepper and seasoning on my oranges and shake it up, put it in the refrigerator, let it sit. I don't know what it is, man, but every time I hear Go Loco, I feel like I'm an essay, bro. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Bad little hyena, puta behave, you know? Red lipstick, black liner, you know, I love that shit, bro. And I feel like, again, Tyga is one of the comeback artists of 2019. He was doing his thing this year, had a great album, a lot of bangers on it. I feel like, you know, you can't sleep on that track. I mean, I know a lot of y'all really gonna hate me for it. Go Loco, really? I don't know, man. Go Loco just really hit me. Every time it come on, I'm in a happy mood. There is never a time I don't want to listen to Go Loco. Hey, this is my list. Don't be too mad about it, man. Again, give me y'all list. Actually, give me y'all top 5 songs in the comment box below. I want to hear it. I tried to make this video as fast as possible. I think I did a good job, man. I tried to make it start from start to finish, no wasting time. So I hope you guys liked it, man. On to 2020. It was a great 2019, but I am ready for 2020. And now all we got is one video left on the list weeks, which is my top 10 albums of the year. So with that being said, man, don't forget, get the video to 3,000 likes. Follow me on social medias. You can catch all my other list videos in the top corners right here. Hey, and until the next time, man, it's been your boy Dev. We out. Peace.